You might not have said it and said it for reaction. Don't you think sometimes you could get off your high horse and back down? You know you were wrong with ML and the autism thing. You know you were. With the what? When you critiqued ML's music.
Yeah.
Are you a music critic first of all, or was it just an opinion of what did you say exactly again?
I can't remember exactly, but it was something along the lines of, I connected him being GIGGS' son.
Yeah.
And I alluded to the fact that it's a shame that someone who may have had to rap about that lifestyle to get out there and to move away from the streets has now got a son that's essentially going in that same path. Now, when I speak to many people that rapped or was a part of the streets and whatever the case may be, they do their utmost to ensure their son does not take the same path, doesn't emulate them in any way, shape or form, and completely has a different outlook on life. So when I saw that and I saw, you know, the things he was talking about and blah, 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 I thought this is a shame, right? And I said the music was rubbish. Now, if you're going to put yourself out there as an artist,
you can be critiqued.
As an artist, right, with no understanding, when I said what I said, you then decided to come to the world and tell us you're autistic, which I think is courageous and fantastic. And let's not look at autism like it is a disability, even though it is seen as one, because I know people that are autistic that are high functioning more than a normal person. But my point is how people tried to spin it was like, I knew he was autistic and I was a horrible or mean person. Okay, so you just said to me, I should come down on my high horse. Hang on. I should come down on my high horse and essentially admit when I'm wrong.
Because when he came out, if I remember correctly, right, let's go back first. You can't presume because the young boy is rapping about certain things that his dad hasn't put in position and done all the things he can do to make sure his life's better. Because obviously he has. He obviously has. You might think, well, how? But I know, like, obviously he has. If you look at the way he's kept him out of the limelight, no one knew what the boy even looked like until a certain age. He's kept him, he's done all within his powers. But when a young man becomes a young man, they might choose they want to do music and that's the field they want to go down. Then all you can do is try and support them. You know, with music, boys might say a certain thing. That's not necessarily reflective of what their life is. If he
Does that make it okay?
Does what make it okay?
Does it make it okay that because that may not be a reality, that you are perpetuating a very negative stereotype to what Black people are trying to actually get away from? Because if I'm right, people from the Black community are sick to death of being typecast. But
what does ML? I don't really hear ML talk. What kind of thing was he saying in the song?
I'm just saying, like, in terms of music that we're putting out there, are we not reinforcing a stereotype? Because you just said to me that some things that men rap about isn't true.
I'm talking about an individual. I'm not talking about as a scene.
As a generic.
If you want to talk about the whole scene, because that's a separate. I'm saying for this young man, I'm saying for him, I don't really hear him like talking anything really greasy or mad salacious. That's not really his lane, I don't think. I think he tries to be more on a wave. But I'm just saying it was, I can't really look at him and say, oh, it's a shame that his dad hasn't, because you can see what, you know, I'm a dad, innit? I know what we do as fathers and we make endeavors, but there's a point where they make decisions. So if he decides he wants to do music and his dad's just helping him do music and this is what he does, I'm not even bringing the autism into it. I'm saying if that's the case, I wouldn't second guess him as a father off of that, because I know the sacrifices.
That's what you started with, though, and I think that's what.
What are you talking, the autism thing?
Yeah, that's what.
I'm bringing back, but because you reminded me that you also said
okay, so let's do it in steps. Let's do it in steps.
Right,
okay,
well, that was the first step.
The first step was me saying it is a shame, it is sad that a person who potentially may have not had a choice, I don't know GIGGS like that, but let's assume he may not have had a choice. That's why he decided to rap about the things he did, right, or whatever, and have that persona of, we know the persona that he has, which is probably what attributes to his success. No one looks at him and says he's a fantastic lyricist. Yes, he's got music that makes you feel a type of way, but my point is, it's about his
authenticity of where he's from. Definitely is a big part of it. Yeah, 100%. Him being real to him.
Him being of who he is, which is not necessarily a positive character, is what propelled him to do well. Okay, can we admit that?
The environments he comes from, yes, Yes.
We can admit that. Okay. So him being a negative character is what assisted him.
We're not going to say he's a negative character. Why is he a negative character?
Because you've just said that, okay, so are the things, is the environment that he came from, the things that he did or was into... His
environment's negative. Yeah. His environment's negative.
Yeah,
because then I would have to say that I'm a negative character as well.
When you were growing up, you probably was. I don't know.
But it does what I was then.
Do you still do the same things? Do you still do the same things?
So you can... Did you say he was a negative character? Or he is a
I didn't say
character?
now. I'm based... Look. I don't know this guy. Yeah. I am basing it on what he puts out there.
Yes.
We just said some of the things that rappers talk about. Some of the things that rappers talk about isn't true. Are we going to say the things that GIGGS raps about, he didn't live that life?
No, we're not going to say that.
Did he live that life, yes or no?
That's the environment, yes.
Okay. Yes. Would you say that's a positive life to lead?
It's a very negative environment.
Okay, we got there in the end. So my point is, he perpetuated a lifestyle that he was living, and I'm not going to knock him for that. I don't know his circumstances. It's helped him to do well. Fair enough. But then what I highlighted was, it's a shame. I didn't say you're a bad father, you're this, you're that. I said it's a shame that his son is essentially going on his persona and image, is emulating a caricature of that same lifestyle. An archetypal view of that same lifestyle is what I'm saying. It's a shame. That's number one. Number two, I had no idea this guy had a disability or had autism. The way how he delivered it was like, this woman's getting on to me, I'm only 20 or whatever the case may be, and I'm autistic. Okay, I didn't know that. And I think personally, I got a hard time because the streets and everybody else loves GIGGS, number one.
The streets might love you.
Number two, how many times has someone said, that person's bars are shit, and said far worse than what I have, but I'm the demon headmaster all of a sudden? No, but be honest.
You know what?
I can bring up YouTubes now of people critiquing rappers all day long and saying how they're dead.
But can we get back to my original point though?
So what was your point?
My original point was, you doubled down. I think once you heard, you could have kind of eased up. You could have just been like, you know what? Yeah.
No, I just didn't comment on it anymore.
You were being wrong and strong.
What? Okay.
You were being wrong and strong.
Wait. Tell me what I was wrong about. I'm happy. I've put my hands up to when I'm wrong. I would like you to pinpoint exactly. And I'm happy to say sorry right now. I was wrong.
You don't need to say, listen.
No. Just tell me what I was wrong about. Tell me the specific. I think you're wrong
to make to me, words are powerful. So when you're using words, it's a shame. It's sad. You know what sadness, I know sadness. I wouldn't describe that as it's sad. And I wouldn't say it's a shame. It's your opinion.
Do you think you're holding me to a different standard than to loads of other people that I have seen far worse things on the timeline of people that you know, people that have notoriety, that criticize women, that criticize so many rappers.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking on this specific case.
I'm saying, you're telling me.
I'm not talking about the general.
You're telling me where I'm wrong is because I said it's a shame.
I'm just saying in my opinion, I just think you could have just eased up. You could have said, you know what? On this one, I think it's a shit. It's a bit too judgmental.
Oh, I am judgmental.
Oh, well, there you go then. That's my point I'm going with. Like, to say to someone, it's a shame, it's sad, it's this.
We're all judgmental. I've seen videos of you and you're very judgmental too.
You think so?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. We are to a degree, but I don't, when it comes to families,
you judge guys still chasing after, like.
Are we doing tit for tat here? What are we doing?